It is March Madness 2014. Let's take a look at the American Conference Tournament preview. Those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you can see the odds in front of you. Remember, this is also simulcast via podcast all over the place, so make sure you subscribe to us at offshoreinsiders.com. Just click on any one of our social media links at www.offshoreinsiders.com. Now, a lot of people say guard play is what wins in March. We've proven that's really more inductive reasoning rather than deductive, but for those of you who believe that, certainly plenty of good guard play here. Shabazz Napier at UConn, Sean Kilpatrick at Cincinnati, Russ Smith at Louisville. Some people are saying that Napier reminds them of Kemba Walker. Remember, Kemba Walker had one of the great conference tournament runs a few years ago, leading Connecticut to that miracle run where, didn't they win like 5 games in 5 days? And whatnot. Napier has that ability, say some. We do agree that one player can absolutely, positively carry a team, and Napier is one of those guys very much capable of doing that. This tournament, by the way, has the most ranked teams with 5, so could have some mismatches going early, but as the tournament goes deep, some of the most exciting matchups to watch, and it could be a big underdog tournament the deeper that the conference tournament goes. Now, Memphis, we're actually going to have to agree with the public here. They are probably the dark horse team, quote, unquote. They're not really a huge dark horse. We also say that senior leadership is overrated in March. We'll take talent first and foremost. But for those of you who disagree, note that Memphis has 4 senior guards. So again, the public generally loves guards. They generally love senior leadership. And Memphis has that. Joe Jackson, Crawford, Geron Johnson, Michael Dixon Jr. But their depth at the guard position will certainly come in handy when you're talking about back-to-back and back-to-back-to-back situations. But the reason we agree is do not underestimate how important it is to be playing close to home. Well, Memphis is actually hosting this. It's at the Fedex Forum, so Memphis does have the home court advantage, and that is enormously important. A lot of people may say, look, Larry Brown, he's been there and done that. SMU is a team that's overachieved. Many people think it's because of Larry Brown. So they may be a dark horse for some people. No question, he's been there and done that. Won championships at the NCAA and NBA level. Now, Pitt, they are a big difference. They're really demonstrative of the difference between sharps and squares. Pitt, senior-oriented. What happened? They got off to a great start. Chemistry and experience is big at the beginning of the year, but teams with veterans have the least upside as the year goes on, and Pitt, not surprisingly, did falter down the stretch. But if you're a big believer in senior leadership, Pitt is your team. On the other hand, Louisville started out 0-4 straight up to ranked teams, but finished 3-1. Why is that? Well, again, big hangover Louisville, national champions. They're always going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage early in the year, especially with the big target on their chest. The famed hangover theory applies in college and professional sports. Louisville, talk about peaking at the right time, and again, the old been there, done that. Louisville is that. Mon-trez Harrell, he is as hot as any player in the country. Again, let me repeat. Hot players and quality players can carry a team on their back. No surprise that Louisville is the heavy favorites here, even though the records may not say that they should be the overwhelming favorite. They are. And Harrell is averaging 21.2 points and 9.4 rebounds per game over his last 5 games. 4 of those 5 games were to ranked teams. Now, Rutgers might be the dangerous dog here, since they were blown out by the aforesaid Louisville by 48 on February the 16th. They've lost by just 6 points or less to Memphis, Cincinnati, Central Florida, and UConn. They also own a win over South Florida. Now, in the first game, they're a small favorite over South Florida, but again, they've become, as we like to say, a dichotomous spread and straight-up team. And what that says, as it applies here, is when a team is losing but very competitive in their losses, they are a team that is sneaking under the radar. And again, their one win was against the inferior South Florida team. So Rutgers quietly is starting to play their best basketball at the right time. Now, they're not a danger to win this tournament, but if you're looking for a team to pull off some upsets, Rutgers may be just that. All the best premium picks throughout the conference tournaments and throughout the NCAA tournament, www.offshoreinsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com.